Welcome to the Convo Podcast, hosted by D.Bail, powered by WrestleMedia.com.
Next up on the Convo Podcast, we feature a power couple in the spectrum of art, culture, and music, the Radicals, Shady and Eryk. Shady is an archivist and muse, while Erik is a musician whose talent and travels place him unexpectedly on stage with one of the greatest artists of our time, Jay-Z. I got the chance to talk with the Radicals on Thanksgiving 2017, where we covered topics including international travel, being a street musician and what that entails, the Radicals' inspiration to become the J&B of the art world, and how civil rights hero Rosa Parks' home ended up in Germany, and much, much more.
The Radicals.
The Radicals. Welcome to the Convo, Radicals. This is cool. We got the Radicals on the line. We just wanted to kind of just go back briefly and talk a little bit about Erik Radical's ascension to becoming this world-renowned musician that we all know and love today. So let's just take a step back and tell us a little bit about some of your origins and how you became interested in the art of being a musician.
Yeah, I'm in the place right now. Like, I'm back home. Like, this Thanksgiving, I'm literally in Cincinnati right now.
Okay.
And
there's literally drums on the floor in the bedroom we're staying in. Like, his father is a band director. He's the
Cincinnati Music and Arts program here in Cincinnati. He had this particular program for at least about 10 years. And before that, he was with Withrow University High School for another 10. And he grew up there and blah, blah, blah. He went to Central State and literally we got water coolers over here. We got drums that I keep knocking over.
What is that?
That's a trumpet, violin, trombones, like literally like everywhere. Every single instrument, every single room here. And it's a 3-bedroom here. It's crazy. It's a coincidence.
He almost knocked over a couple of big drums.
But to put my trombone down, like I was putting my trombone down, and I was knocked over like a bass drum.
His daddy was like, "Boy,
yeah,
knock that down, boy."
So everywhere you look, growing up, you were always surrounded around instruments.
Yeah, literally. Those were my favorite toys, like for real. And my dad played trombone, and so growing up, he always kept trying to teach me drums. And if y'all seen that video on stage, man, I could not stay on beat. so I had to fill it in, and I gravitated towards the trombone right when I got to high school.
Yeah, and the trombone that you play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the trombone that I play literally is my dad's trombone that he played through college.
Right. And this is the trombone that you carry everywhere with you at all times.
Literally, I've been carrying my trombone on my back for 10 years. Well, it wasn't always in my back. It ain't had no strap from when I was growing up, and that thing got heavy. It was hitting my knee, walking to and fro. And now I got the strap, and now it's just been on my back. It's the same case too, but I actually couldn't get the case. He wasn't giving that case up until he knew I was serious with it.
Right. Now, what would you say your definition of being a street musician? I mean, how does that come into play in terms of what you do?
Street musician started literally down the street playing at the Reds games. My band director, I'm like, all my friends getting jobs now, and I need some money too. And he was like, "Yo, go down to the Reds games and play with your friends." And literally, me and my boy Malika Brandis, we went down there, and we was late night, you know what I'm saying, playing on the corner, like underneath a light pole. And then, one of our moms would come pick us up. And that was that. And then one day they had canceled and at a Bengals game, and that was probably my first time, like, oh, I'm out here like on the street, by myself. And these people want a show. And so I had to perform, but that was.
How old were you?
I was like 15, 16, 18, 16, yeah. And
wow.
We got this group called the Bucket Boys, and they was like grown men at the time, and they was real intimidating because they like, oh, you ain't got your friends with you. We trying to take your spot.
Oh snap!
spot. And I had to battle for that thing. I had to play over them. I had to outperform them, and that's really like the birth for real of what I do
Right.
as a career.
And it also has taken you internationally with your travels. Can you talk a little bit about your experience overseas?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, literally, Niggas in Paris was a big song in my life. It had a big influence. Watch the Throne, the album itself, had one of the biggest impacts on my life. And literally, I wanted to go to Paris. I know people talk about rap having like all these negative influences, but I don't get those. I get the Paris, you know what I'm saying? I get the black excellence. I get the what's that new place they talking about or who that new name, because I hear those name drops in conversation or in passing, and I really want to know more. So like I really wanted to go to Paris so much that I actually majored in French at Georgia State for a semester.
Wow.
And literally like that whole journey. I mean, I went to Guadeloupe because I couldn't quite go to France yet as soon as I wanted to. So I went to Guadeloupe in the Caribbean, and that was a French speaking island. And I was there. It was just me for 2 weeks straight. I stayed with a lady, and she showed me around, but she was older, so she was just dropping me off and going about her day. And I was like, wow, like, and I was over there, when I was over there playing in Guadeloupe, people were saying, bravo, bravo, bravo. And I was like, all right, I'm being jerks, you know what I'm saying, sarcastic. But like, nah, they spoke French. Like that was it. That was crazy. And after that, we had to go to Paris, like officially we had to go, and we went, and we didn't like Paris like that,
right?
But I mean, we was at the Louvre. I played at the Louvre, played under the Eiffel Tower.
They kicked him out the Musée d'Orsay.
Right? Yeah. Tell us about some of the things that you didn't like out in Paris.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just police, man.
Right.
Police everywhere, worldwide, is always a problem. I think the act of policing is a problem, and we just literally just, and this is what the thing about the streets is like. One minute you out on the street and people looking down on you, and the next like you taking selfies with Mona Lisa, and that's what happened. And then we went to the Museum d'Orsay, and literally they wouldn't let me on my trombone, and I'm like, yo, like this is a museum of art, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes. We it is. I was like, okay, this is a trombone. Like, say trombone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always with me. I knew a lot more French back there.
I'm an artist.
I am an artist. This is an art museum. This is a no-brainer. And literally, I think Shady still got clips. Literally 4 or 5 French security guards was like around me,
pulling him
out of the museum to put. I mean, not like just because they didn't know what it was. It was telling me to pay to pay their friend to hold it for me across the street.
What?
And yeah, literally.
No, they told you to get out.
Okay, yeah, get out.
Or go find somewhere to put it.
Yeah, for money though. Yeah, for money though. It was like, yeah.
And this is so the day before we went to the Louvre, and something similar happened where they was a trombone. Like they were confused why he would have a trombone with him.
Right.
Is he trying to do something, blow up the place?
Right. Is it going to transform into a bomb or something?
Right. He is a street musician. It is a trombone. They were like, no, no. But so this took about maybe 30 minutes that we're standing with security trying to explain in very, very, very bad French that he is a street musician and that's what he does. And we are here visiting Paris, and now we would like to go to the Louvre to see, Mona Lisa. And
it was like, there's no way this will fit in our locker.
Right.
And I was like, well, allow me to demonstrate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was that simple, but I mean that was the 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's
and
like,
they let him do it.
yeah.
Oh, good.
The Louvre.
So Louvre let him put his trombone in the locker. It was fine. It was like, oh, we never realized that a trombone would fit in one of our lockers.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
for real. And the Louvre was great. I mean, it was great being in there. I think eventually I circled back and got that thing out the locker. But you know, just so I can settle my nerves.
Yeah. But when he went to Musée d'Orsay, there was no conversation. They were just like, get that thing out of here, and this dude too.
Yeah, boom.
And they even tried to, like, I was taking video, and they tried to, like, snatch my camera out of my hand, and like, so I'm over there getting beat up. He's over there getting kicked out. We're like, it's a trombone.
I'm saying,
my trombone.
Wow.
Real. And I mean, that's been part of the life too. You know, that's been part of the life dealing with police.
Right.
But I mean, you know, it's the street, and they that's the thing you gotta look out for.
Obviously, you know, your passion and your dedication to your craft kind of overpowers even some of those bad moments. I mean, because you keep pressing forward no matter what. And it's led you to have some incredible situations. One in particular that we're going to get to. But when we were talking yesterday, you guys made a really cool comparison, and I want you guys to talk about it because the Radicals is a team effort, and I love you guys' spirit together. I love how you hold one another down throughout all of those trials and tribulations, and even through the good times. Talk about the Radicals taking over the world as the J and B of the art world. What does that statement mean to you, and what are you guys bringing to the forefront that our listeners and our viewers need to be aware of?
Okay.
Well, so like,
sort of like that.
So we talk about that. Like, that's something that we like say to keep us inspired. Like, we have to do this. Like, we have to be the J and Bay of the art world.
Right.
And what that means is, like, so I'm pursuing my PhD in film at Georgia State, and Erik, it has been, a street musician forever. And he's also in the jazz program at Georgia State. And we try to keep ourselves, like, extremely knowledgeable, informed around, and engage in collaborating with other, like, musicians and artists, and, like, really try to live up to our greatest potential.
Right.
And that means, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, okay, stay with Hov, with they in the audience. Like, that's not necessarily with me.
Gotcha.
Occasionally that's included in our idea of achieving that title, but it's also those moments where, we're traveling around Europe. We flew into London. We went as far east to Budapest, all with Erik playing his trombone.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to Budapest, I took a performance theory course in Romani identity, and then we flew out of Spain. So, like, that's to us, like,
that's epic, yo.
Exactly what we do here.
Right.
Like,
you're out of the country and you're taking classes like that. That's yeah. Like, let me just take this class. Let me just take a couple days to take a couple classes. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that really stretches the boundaries. It really does.
Absolutely. One of my supervisors said, like, okay, Shady, you need a performance theory course, but there's no performance theory courses offered in Atlanta, right? So, like, you have to find one. And one of my advisors said, well, I think there's one in North Carolina. And I was like, okay, we don't. Yeah. North Carolina. So I was like, I'll find one. This summer, I will find one. I will come back with a performance theory credit. And we found one in Budapest.
Right.
So
Amazing.
we was in Budapest. And Erik, right? And Erik was playing on the street.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. We were there for 2 weeks. We had completely like paid for lodging and all of our amenities and stuff was paid for because we got we got a scholarship to take this course.
Right.
And like that's all a part of it. That's all a part of it.
Yeah, it's all a part. It's just learning and growing and adapting and pretty much like rising above any environment you in. So like any environment, I grew up with Jay-Z, so I feel like any environment he's in, he rises and he hustles, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I mean, Kanye say, he the modern day Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm the young Hov. You know what I mean? Like
right.
And literally like I was in Paris at least 2 times, and I think that was before the album even came out. It was. The album came out. 444 came out when we was in Hungary.
Okay.
And we literally at that point was in Paris at least 2 times, and I think he said at least because but you got to go at least twice. You got to go at least twice.
One of the things Erik says about the music, going back to like why he likes hip hop music and how he finds it inspirational, he says like people that are fans of Ye, like Kanye. And Hov are really fans of themselves.
Yeah,
true.
Like you can't, you can't have low self-confidence and listen to Kanye.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
Right.
No, for real.
You will believe in yourself.
He uses that too.
Right.
Not like they're serious. I mean, and it's crazy because like these are the 2 richest guys like ever, and they don't talk about cheese and blowing money. Like they talk about black excellence and like, yo, you gotta wear. Hey, I've been wearing all black. You know what I'm saying, for like 4 years straight, like every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and like it's really for the confidence because what they say: the higher you go, the few blacks you see, and you gotta have some armor. You know what I'm saying? Because they coming for you, your culture, and who you are. I mean. And just to get back, one of the things that we saw, like it gives you that sense of responsibility too and duty because we was out, we out chilling. It's pouring down raining in Berlin. Okay, we came up to Rosa Parks' house crib, like real crib that she stayed in Detroit. Like
it was in Berlin.
Wait, they took her house out of Detroit and
yes.
Like a museum type of dedication in Berlin?
No.
Nah, it was on some behind the back.
Right. So what the house was on, and this is something that we kind of learned through learning about this.
Okay.
Or through trying to figure out why Rosa Parks' house was in the back of somebody's crib in Berlin, like with no love, no museum contextualization, no nothing. Well, we went to a Robert Shapiro exhibition in Berlin, and this was a civil rights exhibition.
Okay.
Which is also a really, really interesting moment because, okay, I'm going to tell you this story really, really quickly. So we're in this civil rights exhibition, and you have in Berlin, Germany, and it's actually a really beautiful exhibition. There was maybe 100 photographs, and
Harry Belafonte, King, Montgomery, Montgomery boycotts, Montgomery marches, across Emma Pettis.
Baldwin was there.
Baldwin shots. Oh, and not Malcolm X, but Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
In Germany. Wow.
That was also featured. Yeah,
right.
Literally,
so,
like your boys. Like, I know these.
Like I know these people, and nobody was there.
Yeah.
Like in addition to that, so. We're, and one of those photographs was Rosa Parks' house, or Rosa Parks. It was actually Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
And in the little, you know how they have wall text, it says, an artist moves Rosa Parks' house to Berlin. And we were like, what? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, what does that line mean? So Erik felt like had a really kind of emotional moment, and he was like, I'm feeling like, well, he ain't say anything. He just took out his trombone and started playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's playing in this gallery, And it's a really like beautiful moment because no one else is there. You're surrounded by all these images, and you're feeling again like the responsibility, the weight, the beauty. The Arthur Jafa has a line that he says. He says the beauty, the alienation, and the something of Black culture. Like it was feeling all of those things. And one of the guards came and he was like, what did he say?
Yo, he was just like, sounds great. But we got a couple complaints that it sounded like some type of construction was going on, and I'm like,
yeah. So they wanted him to stop playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were like, okay, do you realize that you have like a Black American
right
here right now?
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, some of these pieces out here are like one of 10, one of 50, and they're like priced accordingly. And I was like, yo, this is a one of one. I went to Alabama State in Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? We live in Atlanta. Like these are images of Atlanta of Montgomery, and this is our life. Like, and we're in freaking Berlin right now. Like that is not like by any means like the odds or like the any means like the normal.
Right.
And like that requires a response.
Let me have this moment.
And
let us have this moment.
Literally, it was like, yo, it was crazy, and he we pretty much was telling him like, yo, art is happening right now. Like you're the curator, art is happening right now around you, and you gotta appreciate that because this moment doesn't happen, and and it's all, the cliche is all for a reason. But,
too. Like, have you ever had like a musician playing a gathering? He said, well, no. And we're like, okay, like,
a Black musician from America at that.
Right.
He was like, if you would have asked me, I would have let you. And I'm like, yo, you put on this exhibition of civil rights.
Right.
They didn't ask. They didn't ask for that. They took it. You got to take that. Right. And I was like, we come from a tradition of not asking.
Right.
Because when we ask, we get told no.
Yeah.
And when you guys ask, well, you don't have to ask. You already have it.
Right.
And that's real. Like
that's the radical tradition.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So it's crazy because like those were just images, but to us those were moments.
That's our soul, man. That is our soul, literally, right there.
Yep. And that is why you get the response, and I mean it was nice music without playing. I'm sure
it was beautiful.
So thank you. And but I mean eventually like he turned around and was like, they always turn around like, oh, could you play something? Okay, you got 10 more. You got 10. You got another minute. You know what I'm saying? Or
So I said I brought that up because. So we asked him when we were leaving, like, what does that line mean that Rosa Parks' house is in Berlin? And he said, oh, an artist here brought the house from Detroit to Berlin because it was on the list to be demolished. They were going to knock it down. So in order to rescue it, he brought it home, which is here. And so we was like, well, where is it? Where is the address? And he gave us, I don't think he gave us the address, but we like Googled it. We typed in Rosa Parks' house and it came up like Rosa Parks' house is now located here in Berlin. Yeah. And so we went and found that house, which was like behind a lot of these kind of, it looked like 1960s German styled architecture.
Yeah.
Right
wow.
In the middle of that was Rosa Parks' house.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And that just brings us. We was there, just to bring it back. We was there because we had that sense of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay would have went there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like. He would have went there. He like
anybody. Any of us would have went there.
Yeah. And we was like we are we are in this position where we have to go for back home, and that's what happened. It was crazy. It was a whole thing.
Ironically enough, a piece like that being appreciated more internationally overseas than here in America. I mean, how does Rosa Parks' house end up in Germany? I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of wild. But I mean, so
Yeah.
did you feel like it was a respectful gesture? I mean, because you were saying something about it. It was kind of like lost in between the rest of the houses. Is it something that you feel like, hey, this was a good thing, or is it more like, why did this not happen? Why did Detroit
Right.
not build something? Why did Detroit not fight to keep a piece of history like that?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we were very conflicted at the moment. We were like so confused because, it was back there behind someone's house,
Hmm.
but it was not being protected from the rain. It was not being recognized. It was not being celebrated. It looked like, it was very, very sad and emotional. And we couldn't understand, like, how did we get here at this time? Like, how is this possible? How is this happening? So, like, in moments like that, that's again where we feel like, okay, we have to do something. We have to say something. What is our kind of role right now?
Right.
And what is the most beautiful thing that typically happens is, like, Erik plays and I play.
Right.
So we play together. Like, Erik will play something in recognition or observation of the ancestors, to those that, people that are a part of our lineage that have fought and struggled and made a way for us, and I record it, and that's us playing together.
Right.
Yeah.
That's blood, sweat, and tears, man. Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful. So, okay. So now, we're kind of having an understanding of the Radicals and the mission, which leads us up to, an amazing, incredible, epic moment that happened in Atlanta about a week and a half ago at the 444 concert with Jay-Z, where Erik Radical somehow, some way ends up on stage as a featured performer with the man himself, Jay-Z. So talk about that moment, how the night started. I mean, you had no plans on being on stage, but you said something yesterday that was profound, simple but profound, and it's be ready. That phrase of just being ready.
Yeah.
How did that all come together?
Yeah, the number one question was it planned or was it staged?
Mm-hmm.
That has been the number one question.
Because it looks so natural. You look so natural.
Yeah. Some parts did feel natural. Some parts I felt like, okay, I actually been here before. I know what to do. And other parts was like, yo, this is a new universe right now. Like, I'm in another world up here. But I mean, so like, simply, like, to take it back, like, I'm getting ready, so we're getting ready for the concert. And my friend was like, yo, like, did you wear that because you knew you was going to be on stage? You know what I'm saying? Playing with, and I'm like, yo, I wear black every day.
Every day.
He wears the same uniform every day. And it usually consists of a black t-shirt that says Genius.
Yeah.
It usually consists of some black jeans.
Yeah.
It usually consists of some black sneakers, and either a black blazer or a black hoodie that says
black everything.
All black everything. This is every single day. So, like, if you catch him out there, like, it's either one or two, blazer or hoodie.
Yeah, depending on, that's how you gauge on how to approach me at the time. But, it was that. I mean, and that was in the sentiment of being ready. I felt like, yo, like, black is always gonna be needed for an occasion. It's literally like being, it's so crazy. I can say this right now, like, being black a lot of times to me has been like I'm a superhero. I'm sitting back and I'm watching something like something happen. I'm like, yo, I got the power to stop this, whether it's creatively, whether it's physically, but most of the time it's been musically. And it's been like, oh, this is so boom. So I'm putting on my uniform. I'm putting on my weapon of choice. You know what I'm saying? My horn.
Gotcha.
And I mean that was the second question. So the first question is was it planned? The second question is how you get it in there. And I'm like, yo, I've been wearing this thing on my back 10 years. Every day. No question, rain, whatever. And I felt like it was so natural for me that the security didn't even blink about it, I'm there, and
It's like a piece of you almost.
It's literally, I mean, it's from my phone to, it's like a phone, it's like another appendage, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's right there. It's right there. I probably got like an imprint in my back. You know what I'm saying?
and let him not have this.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna be good. Like everything is gonna be bad until it's with him. Like
wow.
Unless what I mean by like not have it is like it's in the car.
Gotcha.
If it's in the car, he's gonna be like, man, but look, man.
But that's how much we supposed to love our craft, man. That's how much you supposed to love it, man. That's dedication, man. That's hella inspirational, bro.
And that's that responsibility, because let something go down and I ain't strapped. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm for real. So check this out though. So I'm at the concert, like we enjoy the show, and obviously, like, okay, I could play right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's tell it. So boom. 3 days ago, before the concert, we was in the car driving. Shady asked me. She said, "Babe, what is your number one goal right now? What is the thing you want in this world more than everything else right now?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yo, I'm a musician."
Be specific as possible.
Yeah, be specific as possible. And I'm like, "Yo, I'm a musician. Any musician is going to say to play in a sold out arena one day.
Definitely.
To play it. So I said, play in a sold out arena. Like, that's it.
Right. And I was like,
you don't want to be more specific. Like, no,
that is specific.
And so boom, so we enjoying the show. Oh, New York, and literally I was like, yo, you remember that question you asked me 3 days ago about everything I always wanted? Like, it kind of looked like this a little bit. It kind of looked like
this stadium. Looked like this stadium.
Yeah, like about the same amount of people. Okay, the energy is like okay, like it seems like okay, babe. Like then you go ahead and play there. Like if this your dream,
right?
Play right now.
All times. Like, well, goddamn.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, if I play right now, though, like I really envision me playing on the stage, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not too much more to ask. And she was like, well, like if you do what you do, you're gonna get up there eventually. And I was like, all right. So going back to that responsibility of your craft, we enjoyed the concert, and like something happened with the music. It just got off for a little bit. It was just a little break.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, I didn't think this is my chance to this is my chance to play for Jay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be an interruption. I didn't want to be an interruption to the show, but I was like, yo, this is why I'm here, because like I need to help him out. Like I need to keep this energy going, keep the beat going. And so and I knew the song, and it was, I didn't play anything profound. I just played the back, the bass line to the song.
Right.
So everything went back on track. And there it was, and that was when like, oh, get him a chair, come on up. And
Pope came over to our side of the stage, because if you've seen like pictures, it's a circle stage that's in the middle of the room.
Right.
So he came to our side, and he's like, you could see him like looking and like listening, like what, like that's crazy, like what is that? And like he's like, nah, like so Erik stopped. Yeah. And he was like, nah, go do that again, do that again.
And I go reach up, and now I'm like, I got some hands on me. I'm like, okay, cool. Like
security
trying to fill me up.
Take him out.
They don't realize Jay is trying to encourage you to keep going, and security's trying to shut you down.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
literally. Yeah, you're right. Literally, like, we was 20 feet away, we would have saw the whole picture.
Yeah.
And
I was like, hold up. Like, I'm tapping the security, like, look to the stage. Like, Hov said it's cool. Hov said he like that. Like, watch. And then they for a second, like, looked at Hov, and Hov is like, yo, get him up here.
Right.
Like, get off my boy.
Yeah, because I'm like moving away, like, all right, like, I don't want to be around this security right now, so I need to get out of here. I need to get away from this dude because he's trying to, like, whatever. And I'm like, okay, where's the safe spot? Okay, I was like, well, like, the safest spot in here is the stage. and not only that, like, I was getting pushed up there, and I hopped over the fence, and and I couldn't find the steps, and that's why Jay was like, yo, family, steps right here. It was dark in there, but I got the steps, got to the steps, and it was only probably like 3 steps, but those steps was like, whew, it was like fun.
Wow.
It was some steep steps right there to the throne right there.
Yeah, because you looked out of breath when you got up there. Like, woo.
Yeah, it's funny because that was my first response to being on stage with Jay is like, yo, bro, you don't know what I've been through to get up here. And
the journey.
To my surprise, the crazy thing to my surprise, he looked like, I actually do. I actually do know, like, he seemed like he knew me. You know what I mean? He seemed so like, brother, like, family, like, what's up? How you been? Yeah, like, that was really...
what took you so long?
That was really the energy. Yeah, literally, what took for real. And I got to feel like that about the time I got up here, man. Let him on the stage.
Nobody gonna help him? Like, nobody? Yeah. Look at some steps right here. Look, family. Make some noise for Erik the Radical tonight. Hey, let's get on the stage. Let's do the whole shit. Let's do this right. Let him start. Go ahead. Bring the bass down so we can hear it. Guru, stay with me. Stay on beat. Stay with me. All right, here we go. You want to know what's more important than throwing away money to strip club? I probably should have said that in Atlanta, huh? Okay. You want to know what's more important than throwing away money at the jewelry shop? You want to know why Jewish people own all the property in America? Financial freedom, not only hope. Fuck living rich, shit, dying broke. I want some hard work, but 2 years later, that shit work. 3 years later, that shit work. I can't wait to give this shit to my children. Y'all think it's bougie, I'm like, it's fine, but I'm trying to give you a nigga off a game for $9.99. 2 to a 4, 4 to an 8. I turn my life into a nice first week release date. They are still taking the chances, huh? Me and my niggas taking real chances, huh? You on the gram holding money to your ear. It's a disconnect. We don't call that money out. Make some noise for Erik the Radical tonight. Make some noise for Erik the Radical tonight. Make some noise for Erik the Radical tonight. Make some noise for Erik the Radical tonight.
The first emotion that I felt up there was that Jay knew me, and that I knew him, and that we, like, we're going to put on a great show, because we are performers.
Right.
Yeah.
And and you can see, he introduced me, he asked for the name, and I'm like, I was like, okay, just to make sure you got it. He was like, okay, I got it. I got it. Like, you can see that on there. And it was that. And then he was, you know what I'm saying? He was like, well, let's do this right. And it was crazy. It was just like, all right, like, we're about to perform. Like, we're about to perform. And when I took those steps, I literally was thinking like, yo, like, right before the show started, we was wondering where all the Atlanta artists was in the city. Like,
right.
they should be here up on stage too, like opening up for Jay, because Atlanta, like, is pretty much right now is the hub of talent, of artists, of grinders, and like anybody would be nice right now to open up for him, come from the city.
No doubt, yeah.
And yeah, but he didn't have anybody. So when I got up there, like, the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
But we found out that the crowd went crazy because they felt that sense of ownership, the sense of like, yo, you are part of us. Like,
yeah.
Like we got up on stage tonight. Like, Atlanta got up on stage with Jay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it was also a little bit because, like, you know, people are familiar with Erik already. He's been playing in the streets of Atlanta consistently for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, a lot of people know, like, the dude with the trombone on the street. They know this dude because he's at every single Hawks game, and he's at every single Falcons game, and he's at every single
baseball game.
We just got a soccer team. He's at those games.
Wow.
He's at whoever comes to the city to perform, like Jay or Ye, or he's at all of those venues anyway. So if you go out or do anything or do any type of event in Atlanta, you're going to see Erik. So I think it was that too, where it was like, not only is this like an Atlanta artist because we out here, but like, this is who we are. Like, we are the streets. That if you come to Atlanta, you're going to know. Like, you're going to have to listen to.
Right. Literally.
Wow.
Yeah, so everybody love. Like, you know, he started playing Hard Knock Life, and the crowd, like, 50,000 people were singing along with him.
like, it was crazy. I mean, I almost fell off the stage. So I had to regain myself.
He's like, I should go home now, huh? Like, this brother got it, huh?
Wow, man. So how long were you up there?
Yeah, I was up there, 2-3 hours.
It felt like.
That's what I'm saying. It must have felt like an eternity.
Yo, it wasn't time. Yeah, time stopped. Time stopped. Gravity increased.
Okay.
And literally, like, it was crazy. I mean, it was the craziest thing. Like, okay, first off, your spatial recognition is like, okay, like 1 minute the stage is small, the next minute it's a football field. Like, literally. And it was, the craziest thing up there was the energy you felt. It was physical energy you can feel up there in the center. It was one time I was playing. I was about to play this high note, and I had leaned back a little bit, and like I felt supported from all sides. Like I felt like being in a massage chair that actually worked. Like it was crazy. Like the vibes was around me and the energy. Like it was like I couldn't fall at that point. It was like not only was I like floating within the energy, it felt like I can ascend and like literally it felt like I can fly, like literally, because the energy was so thick and tangible.
That's amazing.
That it was like, man, this is another, like, wow, like this is another it's another earthly experience, and I'm pretty sure it's like scientifical because it was literally like a physical a thing.
Yeah, and he talks about Erik also explains to me, like he's taking an astronomy class, right?
Oh yeah.
So like he's always applying like rap theory, references, and metaphors to his understanding of like everything.
Yeah.
So like Tell them what happened in
Yo, astronomy class, we talking about the creation of stars. You know what I'm saying? We talking about straight hydrogen, helium fusion up in class.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, like to be a star, you know what I'm saying? All like 90% of your energy gotta come from the core first. Okay, you do that for a good 80 million years and the rest of, and then you'll be able to support yourself, because like when new stars are born, they're supported by gravity, by outside gravitational forces.
Okay.
And it's not till they get older and much more hotter in the inside that they're able to support themselves and grow from the core, from their energy in the core.
Mm-hmm.
And literally
those are with the bright stars you're seeing in the sky.
Right. The brightest stars. We talking about the brightest stars. We talking about the brightest stars. And I was like, so to be a star, you know, to be the biggest star in the galaxy, all I got to do is put my 10,000 hours in and support myself off of my own craft. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't go out here and work for nobody, you know, and that be it. I go and work on myself. And I do that for you know, they say a couple million, but I'm gonna say 10,000. You know, we talking about Earth time, and I could be the biggest star there ever was.
Mm-hmm.
The professor was like, well, you gotta count. Yo, he literally was like, well, you gotta count for the gravitational, you know, pulse. Or, you know, he said something crazy. He was like, but essentially, yes.
Yes, you're right.
All right.
And the students behind me, yo, they was like mouths dropped, like it was, because I definitely spent around like, yo, and then I seen everybody staring like wide eyes, and I'm like, yo, yeah, like y'all heard, like, yo, it's crazy, like, yo,
it's a moment. It's a moment.
Literally, I mean, the next day, what was that Tuesday, I did a presentation on the show. I was like, all right, my presentation, you know, is Stars Are Born, and I showed them, literally went to the Instagram and showed them a clip, and I literally connected everything to astronomy in that moment. To Jay-Z, yeah. I connected Jay-Z to astronomy in that moment. Like, I'm talking about, I was hitting all the points. The rubric was chunky with the check marks. And I was like, those, you see those lights right there? I mean, I was like, yo, you see those stars right there? Those are stars from different universes, you know, aka camera phones. You got the galaxy. That's Galaxy 7 right there. Okay, that white little bright. That might be the Galaxy 8 over there. And I was like, yo, that dim light though, that's iPhone 3, but you know, 4, but it's cool. And then I was like, yo, when you ascending, like I'm telling you, when I talk about that energy, like it was literally, I felt like the gravity was increased, because the energy was so tangible.
Right.
And I was like, that is how, you know, stars. Well, I filled it out. But it was so relevant, and that's not even something that I try to do. That's just something that helps me not only retain it, but to apply. To apply, because I told them, I was like, oh, this is what I told her. I asked the question. I was like, yo, so are there any stars that are so bright that they are eternal stars? You know what I'm saying? That they are eternal. They haven't died, or they're not going to die. They're in like this constant infinite loop of creation.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, definitely. He was like, he said, I'm telling you, he said there's stars called the K and M stars.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, K and M stars. And I was like, okay, that sounds like K and M, biggest stars, K and M, Michael Jackson, Kanye West. And I was like, yo, but I was like, he was like, but there are stars that haven't died yet, that are in this constant loop of creation.
Mm-hmm. And
I was like, yo, he was like, we want to talk about that in November. And I was like, well, I am too, because this was like early September, and I was like, because I'm going to a Jay-Z concert, and he's the biggest oldest star in the game right now.
Yeah.
And that's in November too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna find out whether, like, one of these ways, and literally they both synced up and connected and gave me the knowledge of how to be a star, you know.
Yeah, and like energy has been just something that's been a part of like our interest and research and like motivation for a long time now too, because we believe, we trust the universe.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the rules for radicals. Like we have to trust the universe.
Yeah.
Especially being that, you know, Erik is providing for us and making a living and supporting us. as a PhD student, I don't make no money, but like, supporting us, all with his craft. Being a street musician is the way that he feeds us, he clothes us, he, shelter and all of that, pays all of our bills.
Wow.
Through doing it. So we believe in the universe. It manifests in forms of love. And that's those are, every time somebody tips Erik or, invites us somewhere or puts him on a platform, it's love.
Yeah.
Like that is love. That is energy and that is love. And we try to talk about that and explain that and kind of pay that mind, bring that back home all the time, because in any situation, people forget, people forget that this universe is built on love and that energy is the way that it moves.
True.
So just a quick little anecdote, when we were flying out of New York to go to Europe, we were in this really, really, really long line. We were in this really, really, really long line, and everybody's trying to get out of the country right now. Trump just got elected.
Right.
They had us wait this line, and then when we got up there, they said Erik's bag was too heavy, and so they put him in another really, really long line, and we were already in line for, let's say, 2 hours.
Literally.
Wow.
And we had to get to our plane, so we're in this long line, and we're like, what is going on here? And we were talking, when we finally get to the front, we're talking to the lady and this is ridiculous. Why is this happening? Why is this, all of the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we were frustrated and we were trying to make it to the plane. And she was like, if I had the power, I would just let y'all all go for free.
Mm-hmm.
I would just hey, I would wave my hand and say, everybody go. We were like, but you do have the power. You got to know that you got the power. You need to take control of that power. And she was like, no, I'm just a little old,
Yeah. I'm about to get off.
Receptionist or whatever. Yeah. And so we were like, no. So we kept talking to her. All of a sudden, the computers started to malfunction.
Yeah, in other words, my car was getting declined.
Oh.
I was like, ooh.
Which isn't true. Yeah. But so the thing was malfunctioning, and so she was saying to her neighbor next to her, yo, is your computer not working either? And he was like, yeah, for some reason, these are not, the card isn't working. Yeah. And so she looked at the person next to him, and the same thing was happening. So then she called, and it was like, huh?
Same thing.
Yep, same thing was happening. So, it was getting declined, right? But all of the cars were getting declined at the same time.
Right.
So
we was, just to fill it in real quick, we was telling our story of where we're going, how we're doing it, and we was answering questions. She was like, well, I'm not rich, I work here. We were just telling her yo, you can do it right now. You can go to Kayak right now, or you get discounts for flights. You work here.
Right.
So we was literally answering all her questions.
In
the meantime, to make it possible for her. And this is what, and then at the end, that's when we was like, all right, we're gonna pay. And then that's when it started malfunctioning, and then when she called and she was like, "Yo, what's going on?" You know what I'm saying?
They were like, "Give us a few more minutes. We're trying to fix it. We're trying to work it out."
And then in that minute, in those few minutes, she was asking us more questions about how we're going to travel, and literally, each time we answered, it really just seemed like she was sitting up, she was standing up straighter, and she was smiling and all of that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go home and look it up. And I was like, hey, yo, it was crazy. And then they called back.
No. Then she stood up.
Okay.
And she was like, you know what? Y'all are right. And she waved all of the fees for us and everybody behind us. And it was a good another 120 people.
Yeah.
She was like, you know what? You're right. And she was like, everybody go to your gate.
Literally.
Good.
Wow. She was like, everybody, sorry about that. She was like, everybody go to your gate. Everybody's fees is waived. And we was like, see?
See?
She was like, you know what? You're right.
And then so we started running. We was like, all right, cool. And then, because we had the flight to catch. And then Shady actually was like, no, babe, go back and tell her, Like that's the power. Like that was the power of the universe that she had and that she had access to.
Right.
And then so I was like, okay. I was like, remember when you said if you had the power, this is what you would do? And she was like, yo, I did that. Like, I don't know why you tell me.
I did that.
I know that. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, all right, well, good luck. And we made the flight. And
wow.
That was literally
and things like that happen like all the time because we like are really believing, like really, really, really believing in the universe having our back and not letting us fall and not giving us too much that we can't handle.
Right.
Like just today, Erik had we was trying to get to Cincinnati. You know, it's the Christmas season, so we have a lot of plans with our money.
Right.
And, like there's we're going to Art Basel, so there's a lot of things that we got to do. So it's a little bit of a tighter time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little tighter time.
Right.
And so Erik was getting his money together to come to Cincinnati to visit the fam.
Okay, you better tell him that. All right, don't tell him that. Go ahead, man.
So he was getting his money together.
Right.
And, he came up with a couple of $100, right? And it was like, okay, we got some money. So let's hit the road. We got down the road about an hour. He says, "Oh man!" And I'm like, "What?" He was like, "The money." Yeah. So I'm like, "Okay, we got to go back." And he was like, "Yeah, I left it right on the table."
He
was like, "Don't even worry about it. Keep going. Like it'll be fine."
Yeah, I was like, yeah, literally. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like it was a bag of gold dollars. Like I don't spend those. I've been saving them for a long time. It was a bag of gold dollars, and like it's so crazy because this what happened. I put that bag down to put my horn on my back.
Right.
Like literally, well, not even on my back because I had the pack on my. Okay, so I had the book bag on my back, and I had my horn in my hand.
Gotcha.
So, and then I went out the house. So literally that bag is on the table, and I was like, yo, we can't go back though.
Yeah,
and
we don't go back.
Yeah, we don't go. Not one step back. We don't go back. And I was literally like, all right, well, like we're gonna make that money back.
Well, he's just keep going.
Yeah. My
no looking back.
So we got right. So we got to Cincinnati. We got here early in the morning and we had time to visit family. And then last night, Erik was like, all right, well, there's a
hockey game.
There's a hockey game.
Cincinnati Cyclones. Did I play? I mean, I haven't played that hockey game.
Yeah, you were telling me that yesterday.
Yeah. We went out and played. It's literally been like 7 years since I played. I was literally high school since I played that game. And I went back. Man, it felt so good to be back out there. It was like it just felt so good being back out there. It was my same spot. It was a little so how about this? It was a drum set out there, and I was like, okay, cool. We got drum set. Oh, sorry. We got drum set out there. All right, cool. So I'm out there playing, and it was so much love out there.
Yeah, the people were happy that he was back.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Like they was happy that he was back. Yeah. And at the end of the night, he counted his money. He made $10 more than what he left at home.
Yeah,
on the counter. So like again, like that is how we roll. Like we trust in the universe, and it always supports us. But we pay respect.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot of respect to the universe and making sure we're working hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, each and every tip, which I teach to my friends and my little brother who want to do the street performance thing. It's that duty, that responsibility. Like these people entrusted you to do your job. Mm-hmm. To make a change. They drop change so you can make a change. They drop dollars to make a better change.
To make way.
Yeah, I'm saying so. Like literally, like it really is like a ritual type of thing. A sense of duty, a sense of like you are a part of something bigger. Because just think about it, collectively, these people are putting their money in one single spot, in my trombone case, and it was like, okay, well, what do you do? Like, I can't go and blow somebody else's money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta do something positive with it. I gotta I gotta honor that.
Yeah.
Whether it's $1 or $100, literally, because I'm legally blind, so I can't even see the difference when it's in the case. Like when somebody, I don't know the amount of money I make until afterwards.
Gotcha.
Because it all looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
So each and every person that does tip me, I really like, I thank them actually, whether it's a head nod or saying it, and whether it's English or in French, I thank them, and I know like that they are leaving their seed with me in a sense to for me to go and plant it and grow it and make good change in this world. Like literally though, and that's, I mean, it sounds kind of like sappy, but like
Nah, not at
that's
all.
really what I tell people and what I believe for real.
Mm-hmm. And Shady, you made a good point as well. It's like it's not like you guys are sitting on the couch expecting the universe to just deliver, like dominoes. I mean, you said hard work. You guys are putting in the work. You're putting it in every single day, and I think that's an important factor for the listeners to hear. That if you don't put in the work, then these things are not going to happen. And be ready and be prepared. And pay homage
Definitely.
to the shoulders and the backs of the people that we're standing on.
Oh yeah.
That's such an important art that's lost. I feel like with the up and coming generation, we have to show them why these things are important. And I feel that the work that you guys are doing collectively as the Radicals is something that kind of brings it all home, and it puts it in a package that is easier for young people to be able to understand it, because they understand being ready. They understand, let's just go out here and make it happen. Because that's that youthfulness. That's that youthful rebelness where it's like, as you get older, you become more guarded, or you say, well, let's not, I don't know if we should do this. Well, let's try to like plan it out. Sometimes you don't have that opportunity to plan. So you have to be able to go and act on instinct and be spontaneous. But the difference is that you guys are doing it in a positive way. It's not like, oh, there goes somebody, let's go beat them up and rob them. You know what I mean? It's not that kind of spontaneous energy. Right. It's a spontaneous energy that's positive, and it's inspirational to people as well, man. And even if people don't necessarily understand in the beginning, they'll get it. So just like that security guard in Berlin, where it was like, well, why are you guys playing this? What is the music for? What is the camera for? But then I'm sure after you guys left, he was able to process what just happened. It might take him a week, it might take him a month, but it was like, wow, that really was a piece of art that was happening. Because how many African Americans do you have coming here to this particular spot, and opening up? I mean, that was a vulnerable moment. You know what I'm saying? And that is how cultures connect, where people can have that understanding. Because if you're not around us, you're not going to understand us. If you're not in the presence of that, you're not going to understand it. So that was a learning moment for him. So that's powerful, man. I love what you guys are doing.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, just to say this, like I still okay, we're called the Radicals. We're called the Radicals. I'll go by Erik the Radical for real in real life, and growing up, and she go by Shady the Radical for real in real life. And growing up, I'm like, where are all the black superheroes? I mean, a common question that is in our community, especially on the big screen, and my grandma, she like, oh, let me tell you, I'm the superhero. You know what I'm saying? You want a black superhero? I'm the first African American chaplain at Ohio State. Marjorie McDaniel, you can look her up, Columbus, who's who. And literally since then, like I'm like, okay, these superheroes, who are my superheroes? And my favorite superhero, is Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? And people like him, X and Jay and Kanye and like and Arthur J.
And Kathleen Cleaver.
Oh,
and George Yancey.
And
So also what he's saying is like, we're not just like, okay, these people are here doing this thing. Like, we're investing in these people. Just maybe 2 weeks ago, we drove to North Carolina, to Durham, North Carolina, to see Tommy DeFran in at Duke University, who's the chair of the African American Studies Department, to ask him about Black sensibility and Black performance. Like, we literally drove 6 hours for a 2-hour meeting. So we can understand just a little bit more
about who we are, where we come from, and our superpowers. Like, because you would say playing with Jay, you know, you like what, like you have to be super. You know what I'm saying? And like, I like talking to my little brother more than I do like older adults, because they not connecting what they grew up watching. They not connecting to superpowers, like, for real, you know what I'm saying? And like, he still believes in that. And I mean, I still watch Dragon Ball Z to this day, and Dragon Ball Super. and like, those are real. Like, I mean, if I'm taking the stage, I'm thinking about shoulders, I'm thinking about Nat, I'm thinking about Atlanta streets, like those ancestors, like those which push me up there, those what powers me through these encounters with police, which is too many times. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm thinking about Ice Cube at the same time I'm thinking about X. You know what I mean? I don't think of King in those situations as much, but I definitely like embody those spirits and call those spirits like their powers. I mean, be ready. That's a mantra. The Radicals. That's a superhero name. And like, yo, we did. Those are the powers. Like, instead of throwing out like a Batman like knife, or I don't know what it is, but the blade thing. Like, instead of throwing out that, we throw out like, oh babe, like, yo, Nat Turner, go. You know what I'm saying? Like be that, or be Jay. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jay-Z. Presence and confidence. Like, I'm about to go to the class, or I'm about to go up for a board to not to audition, but to it's like an exam where you got to play a recital or whatever. It's like, okay, I need that J confidence. I'm going into this meeting with too many white people, and I need to be owning my culture right now, making sure that I'm good and that I'm strong and confident, that I got that confidence.
Yeah, and then what I do is like, you know, like, okay, who's in our city? Who do we need to speak to? And former or Black Panther member Kathleen Cleaver is teaching law classes at Emory University right now. So like, let's go pop up on Kathleen Cleaver.
We rolled up on Kathleen Cleaver. And she was telling us all the Black Panther stories. Like, we had a book by Emory Douglas, and she was breaking down all the pictures, all the people. She was like, "Oh yeah, that was him, and this and this and this." It was really like, it was inspiring. Yeah, that's where we get the power from. We get the it's crazy. We really get the powers from the ancestors, from the heroes of all times, you know. But because Black has been throughout history the heroes consistently, and it transpired today, you know, literally.
Wow. Well, I think what we need to do, this is seeming like this might be a two-part series. So, you know, we're going to have this conversation again soon. And I want to definitely inform the listeners of, you know, what projects that you guys are working on and different ways that you are connecting with the community, because I feel like the work that you're doing, it definitely spans way past entertainment. You know, this is like an education, you know, and of course it is entertaining, but there's a lot more behind it. So I definitely appreciate you guys and your time. And wow, man, this has been amazing. This has been a great convo, man. So let's try to catch up again soon to do a recap.
Definitely.
Because there's so much information.
Just to say this one piece. I mean, Saturday, you know, this last Monday, we had a interview, not an interview, but a meeting with the Atlanta Hawks head of entertainment about putting together shows. And so we're I mean, at the same time that we're putting together new shows and new venues and looking for new artists to work with, Shady has a meeting Saturday with one of the
members of for Color Girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. Aku Kadogo was one of the performers in this choreo poem that Tyler Perry remade into a movie.
Yes.
Tyler Perry remade into a movie in 2010. But she was a part of the original team of people or crew of people that performed this show. So
Okay.
like performance is at the center of what we do, of what we research, what we investigate, what we invest in. And so it comes in all these things. My side is a little bit more on the academic side, academic heavy, and his side is actual like performance. But performance theory is at the center of it. So we're not just like him going out there performing on the street and like that's the extent of it. No, like we're having meetings with, you know, performers who have been performing forever.
Right.
And scholars and, you know, just Blackness as performance, you know. So we're really passionate about making sure that we attend all different aspects of performance, not just on the street, but also academically and you know,
art galleries. In art galleries to arenas. I mean, literally that week I played on the street. I played at Gallery 72.
Which is the City of Atlanta Art Gallery.
Yeah,
it's all over.
And I played inside the Phillips Arena. You know, that like in each of those spaces, it was just a reflection and an expression of what we've been through and just like and where we want to go.
Yeah. And next up is Miami Art Basel.
Oh.
Which is, you know, the biggest art fair in the States right now. That's the end of the first week of December.
Gotcha.
So we'll be out there, and anybody who knows like the street aspect of Art Basel in Miami is probably bigger than a convention center.
Wow.
So we'll be doing some things out there and like, you know, making it happen once again. That's going to be like one of the highlight
of the year. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we here at the Convo, we support and we definitely appreciate you guys and everything that you're bringing to the forefront. So let's definitely try to recap it again at some point soon because we want to hear more about what you guys have going on. And hopefully we'll get that reality television show rolling with the Radicals so you guys can show the universe in action, man, because you guys have a phenomenal spirit. So that's
check this out. This is how confident we is. I mean, this is Thanksgiving Day 2017.
right.
And literally yesterday, Doug came up with the idea of rolling with the Radicals. All right, so I'm gonna postmark the day and watch what happens.
Let's do it.
What is a radical? A person who advocates through political or social reform and certainly lives outside of the norm. With that being said, starting on the next episode of the Convo Podcast, we will introduce a segment titled Rolling with the Radicals as we check in with Erik and Shady Radical to hear where their latest travels, excursions, and experiences have taken them. Rolling with the Radicals will appear on each episode of the Convo to follow. So make sure to lock in to grustlemedia.com/the Convo for more episodes to drop soon. Follow at D.Bail on Instagram as well. We appreciate the love. Hey, support the supporters. Let them know, y'all.